Okey. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat petang kepada semua para penonton pada petang ini. Selamat datang kepada semua pegawai KPM, BSTP, KPN, SSTP, barisan pengetua, pengarah, guru besar, barisan pentadbir, guru-guru pembimbing dan murid-murid yang menyertai siri Bengkel Pembangunan Aplikasi Android kedua bagi pertandingan Apps Edition Challenge Peringkat Kebangsaan tahun 2023 pada petang hari ini. Jadi petang ini kita teruskan lagi dengan sesi Bengkel Android kita bersama penceramah kita pada hari semalam, iaitu Encik Eng Jing Yang sambil dibantu oleh Cik Lee Jiao Rao daripada Institut Multimedia Melaka. Jadi saya pun tak nak buang masa, kita teruskan Bengkel ni kepada penceramah kita pada hari ini. Silakan Tuan.
Okay, terima kasih Encik Suhimi. Okay, so now kami continue dari yesterday lah. Let me share my screen. Okay, so hari ini I akan show okay, so hari ini kami akan do login page lah. So today kami akan explore dua type of login page. Satu login page ialah guna Excel punya jadi database. Yang kedua ialah untuk guna Firebase lah. Jika you guys ada heard, ada dengar Firebase before, Firebase ialah satu database lah untuk app atau website. Dia boleh jadi login system dan database lah. Okay, so hari ni kami, the first login page kami guna, I tunjuk lah. So macam I key in satu simple username password, then I click done, you log in successfully. Jika you wrong password, then wrong username or password. And then the first one dia akan guna Excel sheet lah. Excel sheet jadi database. So yang ni lebih not so technical lah. So yang ni semua username password dalam Excel. After that ada Excel sheet di sini. Then after that dia logic ialah when you key in username password, after that they check whether to Excel sheet ada the correct username or password, then they will come out the answer lah. Okay, so now I'm going to do you guys can open MIT App Inventor. After that, click Start New Project. Then kami guna project, let's say, login with Excel. Okay, semua okay ke? Okay, so sekarang kami akan bermula buat tu simple punya login page guna Excel lah. So semua okay, so firstly we need to import a few things lah. So like yesterday I had mentioned about like what is text box and also the password text box lah. So to make a simple login page, what we need is satu text box, and then one simple to password text box yang ni. One text box one, then one password text box. Oh, as for the CSV file, which is the Excel file, let me send to the chat. Okay, the Google Drive inside will be the Excel file lah, that we're going to upload to. We're going to upload to the MIT. So after you download the Excel file, you click on the below section the media. You boleh nampak yang ni upload file. So you click on upload file. Then you choose file. And you upload the login.csv. Then you press OK. Okay, so this one will be the content for the password lah. Username dan password. So usually a simple login page, you will contain satu text box for username, and then one password section for you to key in the password lah. And after that, you will need a button. Then yang button tu, you will try to verify yang let's say the password, username password betul ada tidak lah. Okay, so you'll be needing these two as for the interface, and then after that, we need to find, because kami yang guna file kan, so file, we need to use the file and web and modifier. So we'll be needing a few lah. Okay. Semua okay so far? Okay, so next, if you want to import the file, you have to go to storage. So dalam storage, the third section, you akan nampak file lah. So file ni, you just drag and drop down here. Then down here, you will see a file one. So just a recap from yesterday lah. So everything that you will see here is whatever functions or user interface or the buttons, the list, everything that you need to use for the app will be right here. And then to customize, like you want to click in to customize every single thing. Let's say I want to make this button invisible or visible. You can customize in the property section. Then you can customize everything here. Let's say I want to customize the size of the text box. I also can customize, make it bigger, to make it smaller, or put automatic. Everything can be customized in the property section. Then the components here are the whatever components that we put inside in this app. Then down here, media, yang you boleh upload photo, image atau whatever files will be falls under media lah. Okay. So next up, what we need to put in, because now we have file. So file ni yang akan function file 1 akan read the Excel file that you downloaded, you uploaded here, you'll read the file inside lah. So next up, I want you to go down to connectivity. Then connectivity, here you will see the last section called web. Then you will need to drag and drop the web 1 to be inside here lah. So web 1 is basically to show macam you put web page or you the file name, then you allow them to read to file lah. Okay. Then after that, because we need to have a notify, because let's say after you log in, you have to notify the users kan. So if you want to notify the users, let's say you log in success or log in fail, everything there will be a message or notification. So you want the users to know that you log in successful atau tidak. So to show that whether you log in success or tidak, you can use the notifier, or we show as macam push notification lah. So you go to user interface. User interface below list view, you will see this yellow color macam under exclamation mark, macam like danger sign or notification sign. You drag this notifier into this section. Then down here, you should see tiga-tiga yang ni lah. File 1, web 1, notifier. So here you have text box, password. Yang ni password untuk key password lah. Yang button ni yang untuk check jika tu username password betul tak. And then web is to show to check to file. And notifier is to give you like macam whether success atau tidak lah. Okay. So far so good. Ada apa soalan tak until sini? If let's say ada apa soalan atau you want to stop me anywhere, you can use the raise hand function or drop the question in the text box lah. For YouTube Live, you can put your questions in the YouTube Live comment section. Then I'll try to answer you lah. Okay, no, I proceed lah. Okay, so now for the interface, yeah, we have completed lah. But maybe for the button 1, we might want to change this text to login. Okay, so now we have this login button here already lah. Okay, so like how from yesterday, inside here we have this blocks button. Once you click in this block button, you boleh nampak like macam control, logic, math, text yang ni. These are the contents that yesterday we kind of lay off lah. like control, usually like when you want to start a program, then you use a control. Then logic, now logic ni is usually when you want to go through force and then you make a decision, yeah, you use logic lah. Just a recap from yesterday lah. So yang math ni you boleh guna untuk apa-apa maths lah. Untuk math, plus, minus, multiplication, division, or numbers, anything related to numbers before the math. Then text is whenever you have anything to do with text, then you'll be inside text. And list is when you want to list out items. Dictionary is when you get value, or you want to like add in values or so, it'll be in dictionary. Colors is you want to change colors. Variables is when you want to change, you want to add a variable to a certain, you create a class, then you use variable. Procedure is macam procedure lah. You buat like the step-by-step procedure. Yeah, so this is some recap from yesterday lah. Okay, so today how we should start is, because we want to create a simple login, but this page is using mainly using the Excel file lah. Excel file to check lah. So then after this, I'll teach you the Firebase guna online cloud database lah. Okay, so firstly, we want to create a list lah. So I want you to go to variable, the orange color one. Then the first one, you should see the initialize global with a name to yang pertama lah. Yang pertama ni, you drag and drop down here. So you drag and drop down here. The name, we cannot put name now, of course. Then we have to change to something else, because in the first place, we need to create a list. So we need to create a list to actually to show that, or to check whether the Excel file is working or not. So we need to create a list and an empty list. So to create a list, we need to go to the light blue one. Light blue one, yang ni list lah. So yang pertama, create empty list. You drag and drop here. So you drag and drop yang ni, we create an empty list. You guys boleh follow? Okay. Let's say any questions, or if I'm going too fast, you can let me know lah. Okay, so now once you load this page, once you load this page, you would want people to see screen 1. They need to read a file from the Excel sheet. So once you load this screen, we will want people to read. Okay, so when you want people to read, you have to go to screen, because the function is from screen. So you have to go to screen, then you search for the third one. The third one, screen 1, initialize the 2. Then you drag the third one out, you put it down here. Because initialization meaning that I want to execute something, I want to do something. So what do you want the screen 1 to do when you load the page? So because right now we want to read the file, we want to read the CSV file that we have uploaded here. So we will want the screen, once you load the screen, then you want to basically read the file lah. So to do that, because just now we have include a file section, so this file function is to read files lah. So to read files, then what they want to do with the file. Okay, so to read file, as you can see, this one is append to file, copy file, delete file, is directory, list directory, but we don't want lah. We want them to read, just only read. So we'll go to this one. We call file one, read from file name. So you need to select the read one. It's the third last one from before the green one. So it's the purple one. So you drag the read from, you place it down here. So this function is to read a file. So they read from the file name. So the file name, because just now our file name is called login.csv. So we have to read this file. So we need to put in a text. You go to text and put in a blank one. The first one, the blank one, behind the file name. So behind the file name, we want to read the file name itself. So to read a file name itself, when this screen load, we want to read this file where it contains all the username password. Okay, so to read this file, we have to put in // login.csv. I'll copy paste this one. I'll put it in the chat box. Okay, so yang ni, this function is to read the login.csv file. Okay, I put this bigger so you can see. Okay, so after that, when we had this screen, once we loaded this screen one, they read the file login.csv. So they have read the file. So next is we have the file to read the file content. So to read the file content, we need to see what is inside the file and what are the text inside the file. So we have to create in the file section. So we go to file one, we click on file one, and we go to the second one. So yang kedua ni lah. Kedua ni yang got text. What does got text meaning? That once you read the file, inside the text, what is inside the text? So they want to read the file content. Yang kandungan ni lah. So what are the text inside the file? So to read like the file, so we gotta use the got text function. So this got text function is to show that to read the file inside. So next we need to have a list. So we go back to list. So you see this text one, you click on set. But we don't want them to read the text. We want them to read the entire thing, the whole entire list. So to read the whole entire list in this Excel sheet, so we got to select global list. So meaning that you read the whole entire thing. you'll read from username 123, password 123, meaning the whole Excel file. They'll manage to read lah. Okay, so we have to global list, then we need to select a list. So in this list, you scroll down here, you should see a list from CSV table, because row is they only read one row. Then if we want to use table, then meaning that you'll read the whole entire table here. And then if they read the table list, meaning that they only read the table on list. But here we want them to read the list from the CSV, the whole Excel sheet file, table, and the text here. So we select the list from CSV table text. So from here, you'll read the whole entire Excel sheet when you're the username, password, the whole entire file lah. Then after that, we want them to get the text. So to get text, we have to go to variable. Then in the variable, you should see the second one called get, because we have this connector. So usually when you see a connector like a puzzle, right? Puzzle is to when you need to join these puzzles. Then if you see something like offset, there is this macam lubang lah. The lubang, they have to attach to like all this big C type thing. So they have to attach here. And then yang puzzle ni ialah auto attach di belakang sini lah. Okay. So now I want you to put the get text behind this puzzle. Then in this, we select, because we want them to read the whole entire global list inside this text. So inside this text, I want to get their text. So I read get text. So from here, you would see the global list. So you read the whole CSV file, and inside this column or this text. Okay, so far so good. Oh, sorry, Cik Ahmad boleh dengar? Oh, okay. Okay, so until here, meaning that the program that can, once you load the whole thing, dia akan read the logins.csv, which is a file yang ni. Inside it contains the username dan password. Then after that, you'll get and read inside the data, and inside ada apa-apa data. Okay. So the next one yang kami akan buat ialah when you click this button, then they will they'll verify the data from the Excel sheet, and then will let you know whether the username correct atau tidak. Okay, so now we're gonna do on the button thing lah. Okay, so for the button, what we'll do is we got to go to under here, the button 1. So inside button 1, you click on button 1. So whenever we want, let's say, after we click button 1, so you have to use this one, click. So like this one got focus or long click or lost focus. This one is if let's say you want the button to do something else lah. if let's say I use the long click, meaning that I need to click on this button lama-lama, then for some time, then only they will proceed with whatever that you put inside here. So, but now I only want the button to click once, so I use the first one. Okay. So what else I want the button to click? So now I want the button to click, then read the information inside the CSV file. After that, give me a response. So to do that, we have to go to variable. Then we have to use the initial local, the fourth one, yang keempat yang ni. We have to drag this, because why I don't want to use yang ni? Because these two similar kan, tapi yang ni ada lubang. This one will attach to here. But then this one is a puzzle. This one will attach to yang belakang ni lah. So I'll use the fourth one here. So I'll put in. But then I want to change this name to probably test lah. I want to test whether this data ada dalam file atau tidak. So if I want to test whether the file is not inside, so we'll use the logic, because logic is to make decision whether it's true, whether data is true, or whether the data is false. So right now I want to verify the data is not true, so I put false. Okay. So after that, I want them to check whether every single data inside this file. So I will need, so you go to the control section, then you need to find for each item in list, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth one. Then you drag and drop under this orange color thing. Then inside you will see for each item in list, and then 2. But over here, I want them to check the whole entire list inside this. So I go to variable. Then I have to go to get the second one. So yang ni, I put in global list. So global list, then I'll check the whole entire file. Okay, so next I will need you to go back to control, because I want to do a checking. So checking, we'll use if and then, if we're to make decision whether it's true or false. So if and then we are going to go back to logic, and we are going to use the and. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay, next I want you to go to compare, because we have to compare whether the text is true or not. Okay, so you want to compare the text. So you go to text and you're going to put in compare text. Then after that, we're going to go to list. Then you're going to select the list and index. So when you select list and index, you put in here. Then we have to get an item. To get item, we're going to go to variable. Remember this one. Then we're going to put in list. We need to get an item. And then for index, we have to go to math, put 1. Okay. Then after that, the equal, we have to put in, we have to check whether the text box text is correct or not. So to check whether the text box text is correct or not, we're going to go to the text box 1. Then we just select any of it and we put it behind here. Text box, we want to check the text of it. Okay. Then because we need to compare 2 sections, so we just go on here and click duplicate. Then we put inside the second section. But then inside here, we want to check. We change this to 2. But then we don't want to check the text box now. We're going to compare from the password also. So we go into password text box 1. And we select the password text box 1. Behind here, there's a drop down. And we put into the back one. And then we select text. Oh, change the index of this to 1 also. Okay, so if let's say they compare the text and it's correct, then we will want them to notify. So if we want them to notify, then we have to go to the notifier like just now. Like just now I mentioned about the notification section, in notification bar. Then we go to notifier, yang notify ini macam SMS atau to push notification lah. So we want to call the notification. So when we call, we want to show an alert. Because this one is warning, meaning that let's say there's warning message. Info macam you beri info lah, beri information. Then log error macam whether the notifier ada detect error, then it will display apa message. Tapi yang ni kami akan show satu alert lah, satu notice. So when we want to show satu alert atau notice, we use the show alert one lah. So you drag and drop down here, show alert. So apabila kami guna ini, we want to show a notice, we want to show a notify. Then we go to text. So text ni, we want to show and use an empty box. We put it down here. So after we log in, let's say login does success, then we show login success. So now, if let's say you key in, maybe key in the wrong thing, user name, that'll be username 1, password 1. But right now, I haven't finished the whole thing. So that's why it cannot load out the thing yet. Okay. So next, we want to test whether it's true or not. So we got to go to variable. The third one, the set to, you drag and drop down here. So we want to do, because up here, the class name is test. So we need to set the test. So to make decision, is in the logic part. So we put in true. Okay, so now we done the true section. So true section, after that we want them to stop. So if let's say you want the program to stop, atau you want the program to pause sikit, so we give them a break. So yang ni akan tamatkan program lah. So if you put the break down here, meaning that the program will stop lah. So after that, if meaning that it log in success, then we will stop. So now I put in the login section, it will, meaning that this one will check for the true one lah. So now we're going to do the fourth section, meaning that if let's say the login is yang salah punya. So if yang salah punya, I'm going to put in another if or then we put it down here, below the if and then. So we have the second one. Then if it's not true, we got to go to the logic section. We got to go to the logic section. We got to use the not, the third one, yang ketiga. You drag and put into this puzzle. So we want to show that it's not. So we go back to variable to get this test. Put behind here. Get test. Then after that, you want to show that this username is wrong. So you have to go to back to the notifier, because we want to tell the user that your username password yang salah punya. So we're going to go to the show alert and put down here. Because just now, after that, previously we say we're going to show alert. So yang password username betul, you log in success. So now we want to show that login yang salah punya. So we go here, duplicate this, put down here. We want to put in wrong username, password. So wrong username or password. We want to notify the user login success atau tidak. So right now, if I click this one, I have to reload this thing. Refresh the screen. Then if I use username 1, password 1, username 1, password 1, then login success. They will show a login success. If let's say I guna login yang salah, I put, because here ada 1, 2, 3, I put maybe 5. Then they'll show wrong username or password. Okay. Semua boleh ke? Okay. So yang ni, the first one is to do a simple login guna Excel file lah. So Excel file ni, the bad part is that you cannot do sign up login page. So the Excel sheet is a bit mafan lah. So, but this one is to let you guys give like an introduction of like how is a login page looks like, and then how to log in and so on to create a login button. So after that, I'm going to go to the second part, which is to teach you how to use the Firebase. So Firebase, yang macam yesterday I mentioned in the experimental, there's a Firebase DB. Yang ni ialah like a cloud-based database lah. Usually people use it in login or like a cloud database where they store data and so on. But more commonly in apps is for database useful lah. So yang ni product of Google lah basically. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan tak? Semua boleh? Okay. Okay, let's say if any questions, just let me know lah. Okay, so now we have to go to create a Firebase account and what a Firebase database. So you can search for Firebase. Then you go to firebase.google.com and you log in. If let's say you haven't created an account, you can create an account lah. Yep, you can go to the firebase.google.com and then create an account. If let's say after creating an account, you will see this page. But if let's say for first time user, for user yang pertama kali kan, after you create account, you boleh log in guna Google account lah. So when you log in Google account, when you create an account, you should see this big page saying that create and project. But if let's say you already have an account, once you log in, you will see this page and you click on add project. But if let's say for first time user, for user pertama kali, after you connect your Google account, you should see this page asking you to create a project. Okay, so probably I'll give you guys some time to create an account. Semua boleh create an account. Dapat this page. Okay. The others can. Okay. So yang YouTube live, you guys can. Okay. So now we shall proceed lah. Okay, so sekarang you can create a project name. Say I put in app login. So we let app login. After that, I press continue. So if you see all these A/B testing, crash free user, these are like the basic features lah for a free account. And after that, you click on continue. For Firebase, this is to use as a login database. So this database will be linked to your app. Then once you link to your app, you'll check your login users. You can sign up and do login for your app. So Firebase is actually free to use lah, but because now you guys are joining a competition, so no need the users login won't be too much, so that's why it's free lah. Because it's free for a certain threshold, let's say a certain amount of users connected to your app. So this one, Firebase, if you exceed the amount of users only, they'll start charging you lah. But for now, for competition use, there won't be too much of users trying to access your app, so it's fine lah, it's free. Yeah, hope you answer your question. Okay. Okay, so this one configure for Google Analytics. You just let's say you have an analytics account, just go on. If not, they'll prompt you to create a new account. But anyways, it's free lah. So after that, you just click on create a project. Then it will load lah. Okay, so after the page managed to load, then you should see your new project is ready. Then you click on continue. Okay, you're welcome, Ms. Shasri. Okay, so once you click the continue, you should see this big page saying that your project name and also all the details. You guys managed to reach this page? Boleh dapat tengok page ni? Oh, hi. Okay. You guys can? I saw someone raise hand. Oh, it's okay. Okay. Boleh dapat page ni? Okay. So got to this page already. Then we can proceed to the next one. Okay, you should see this build. When you click on this build, then there is the real-time database. So yang real-time database ni, basically it will actually sync with your app. Then it will check, it'll create a simple database for your app lah, for the login, sign up. So that is what we're gonna use today. So we click on real-time database. Then real-time database, you should see this real-time database store and sync data real time. So this real-time database, basically you use it for your app to link up real time lah. So it's once your user log in, then once you click login, then they'll detect login and so on lah. So you click on create database. So create database, when you should see United States, US Central 1, you just keep it that way lah. Because if you use the others, if you use Belgium or Singapore, there might be some issues because you need to relay there. So that's why we use the US Central 1. This is the main server lah. Then just leave it as US Central 1. Then you click next. So once you click next, you just leave everything to default. You don't have to touch anything. You don't have to change anything. Then you click enable. So it will load by itself. Then you will reach this page. So once you reach this page, so because we want the database to read and write and manage to have permission to access to our app, so we have to change a little bit of rules inside lah. So we have to go to rules section. I will paste a code for you guys. Then you have to paste it. You have to select down here, edit rules. Then you have to paste it here. And then you click publish. So let me send this code to the chat box. For YouTube, I will also send the chat to you guys. Then you just copy paste, you just copy this code, then you paste it here, and you click, then you update the rules. How to update the rules? Okay, let me just show you again. I'll just simply adjust something else. Okay, so now I send this code to the section. You just copy and you paste it here. You paste it here, and there will be if you just now you see this publish button, then just press the publish button. Okay, because for now this code is not complete, then you just click a publish button, then it'll be published, then you'll be updated. Okay. Yes. Click the publish button after we copy paste this code. Then yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so for now, the Firebase, we put it aside. So you guys done with the Firebase? Okay. All right, so after finishing with the Firebase, we come back to this app inventor. Okay, so for now, this Excel project is done. So we create a new project. So we'll create a new project. Maybe we'll put the Firebase. Alright, okay. Okay, so now for this second project, what we're gonna do is let me just show you like how is it like for this project. I'll show you the one that I've completed. Refresh completed screen. Okay, so so what we're gonna do now is we have to do a simple login page. So the simple login page is when you log in, you have to sign up. Then once you sign up, probably you put A, B, C to sign up. Then after that, you click login. Then we will change to this page is a welcome. So the picture, you can use any picture that you like lah. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do now. Alright, so we go back to our project. Okay, so for now, I would like you guys to import two things first, because we will be needing two screens, two sections, meaning that after you successfully log in, you will change screen to a screen where you'll say thank you and welcome page. Okay, so to do that, we have to go to layout. So layout, we need the vertical arrangement, because now we are doing a page where everything, like yesterday, what I show you, for vertical is you have to put things all the way down. For horizontal is one line to the right or to the left. Okay. So now we need these two vertical arrangement. But probably you can put this up here. So we have the vertical arrangement 2 up there and vertical arrangement 1 down here. Okay. Okay. All right. Next, we need to fit things in vertical arrangement 1 and vertical arrangement 2. So for now, we click on vertical arrangement 1. We hide it because we have to design the vertical arrangement 2 first. So probably in this section, we just put in some images and probably some words to say that to welcome, to do a welcome pitch. So we just do a simple welcome. Then we probably put in an image and do labels. We click on vertical arrangement 2. We put this to center 3 and attack alignment to center 2. And everything will be in the center. Then height, we put fill parent and width with fill parent. Then basically this one, you fill up the whole entire page. So for the picture, you can use any picture that we like. So let's say I want to put any picture. So probably I upload the picture from yesterday, the Android. So for this image, we use the Android. Then for the text, we put maybe welcome. Then we just put a lot of simple message. And maybe you put it not unsuccessful. Then we can increase this size. maybe put in 200.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe put a simple login page like this lah. Then for the hi, Mr. Deva. Okay. Great, it's okay. So we probably put this to a larger size, then you'll see better lah. So after we do the successful page, then we can edit this off. Then we go to vertical one, then we make it visible again. So, but the arrangement for how to design the app, I'll leave it to your imagination lah. So you can however design it as you like, but for now, I just do a simple design to show you the features lah. Okay, so for the vertical arrangement one is where we're gonna do the login and sign up page. So login and sign up page, I'll just probably put in one image. Then this part, we have to put in one label inside here. Then one label. And then we're gonna put in one text box. The text box is for the username. And then one password text box below here. So this one is for the username, yang ni untuk username, yang ini untuk key password, then yang ni label untuk tunjuk whether login successful atau incorrect password. Okay, so selepas tu we have to put in one button. So yang button ni untuk just like just now the last project, we have to verify whether the login or successful button, but this time we have to put in two buttons. Yang satu button untuk login, yang satu button untuk sign up. Okay. So right now we can adjust this vertical arrangement. The height we put few parent, and width we put few parent. Then it will be the whole entire thing lah. So image, we can use back the same image. Then maybe we make it bigger. So for this, we want everything to be centered. So we go to align horizontal, we put center 3, and align vertical center 2. Then everything here will be centered. Then as for this text, we got to just put in this, we add this text. We put in the login and sign up. Okay. Maybe we can make this text a little bit bigger also. Can. Okay. So now we have the login page and the sign up page. Then now we got to edit the button. So the button we go down to text. We want this button to do login. So we edit this button to login. Then button 2, we put in sign up. So right now we have button 1 for login, button 2 for sign up. But if you guys want to make it more, you can recognize it when later we're doing the programming part, then we can edit this button. To edit the names of all these components, you can edit lah. And you can rename this because now button 1 is for login. So we put button 1 for login. Then button 2, you rename sign up. Okay. So far so good. Can follow? Okay, boleh. Okay, so now we're going to put in the Firebase. So for the Firebase, you scroll all the way down. You should see experimental. So click on experimental. Then the second one, you will see the Firebase DB. The Firebase DB, you drag, but you should see this warning sign, but it's okay. But Firebase DB you can use because this one is some experimental feature by MIT, so that's why there's this warning sign. Okay, so you drag this Firebase DB down here, then you will see this Firebase DB1 down here. Okay, so you can follow. So you put this Firebase DB down here. Okay, so next up, we got to tackle the programming part. But no worries, this one is easier than just now. Lesser components. Okay, so now we're gonna play with the programming part. Okay, so for the programming part, we got to first tackle the. Okay, so now you should see on the emulator here, you should see the login page. Login page and login sign up button. So first, we have to tackle the first when users come in, they usually sign up first. So for sign up first, then we got to create the sign up function. So to create the sign up function, because just now we had changed these two buttons. So you go to sign up. When this sign up button is clicked, you check this when sign up button is clicked down here. Okay. Then after that, we want to call the Firebase. Because we want to call Firebase after when you click the sign up button, we gotta connect to the Firebase database. So we have to go to call Firebase DB1, tag value to add, but value to add meaning that is to value to add data. But we don't want that. We want, because to add data only, it won't store inside the database. So we're gonna go to the field last here called value to store. So value to store meaning that it will store the data inside your database. Then meaning that after you sign up, the data will be stored inside the database instead of just hanging there and then after deleting later. So we've got to use the call store value, tag value to store. This section, you drag and drop down here. So you should see Firebase DB1, store value, tag value to store. Because we want to store the data after you sign up. So after that, because we have to store the data from the text box, because over here, once you log in, there's this text box, and there is this password text box. We're going to store these two data inside our database. So to store these two data, we have to go to text box 1. Then to text box 1, we just drag this text box 1 enable. We put it inside the tag. So we put this inside a tag because we want to store the text that we key in. Basically, anything that we key in inside here, they want to store inside the database. So they want to store this first text box. Then we need to store this password. So to store this password, we click on the password text box. We also click on drag the first one. We put it back here. Then we change this background color to text also. So right now, if we click on sign up, then it will connect to the Firebase data. Then it will store your username and password. So right now, this sign up button, the function is completed. Then we need to do the Firebase. When they receive this data, what should you do? So when you receive this data, so we have to go to Firebase. So we scroll all the way down. You should see Firebase DB1. Firebase DB1. Then we have to go to got value, because once you get this information, what should you do? So once you get this information, so you click on got value. So got value, when you get this information, what happens? So we want them to show, okay, it's okay. We leave this first, then we can do the login button. So we have to do the login button. Then after that, you do the once the Firebase got the data. Okay, so you go to the login button. Then you also drag when login is clicked. So got to tackle the functions for the login and sign up. So after that, when login is clicked, what happens? So after that, you go to Firebase also, because we want the Firebase to get the data. Because just now, for sign up, we want the database to store the data in the database. Then now for login, we want to call the data from the database. So to call the data from the database, call meaning that we want to go to the database to check whether this data or this username password, is it stored in the database or not, whether this person had registered before or not. So to do that, we go to Firebase. We want to go to get value. So to get value, meaning that I go to database to fetch the value to check whether the data is there or not. So I drag this get value. Okay, so now Firebase DB1, we get value, meaning that we get the information from the database. Okay, so now the tag here, we have to use text box. So we need to get the data, we have to check whether the username is there or not first. So we drag the text box 1. Then we put text. Then we put the value down here and A. So meaning that if you log in, then check the text box 1, meaning that if the username is there, then if the username is there, then they proceed to this section where the Firebase part. But if the value tag is not there, meaning that if let's say the username is not there, then it will display as NA, meaning that there is no such username. They will prompt the user to sign up. Yes, semua app ni free punya lah. There's no payment involved. Yeah, hope it answer your question. Yeah, semua app yang free lah. Okay. Any questions until here so far? Semua boleh? Okay. Okay, so now we can proceed to the next one. Okay, so inside the Firebase, so now for sign up, once you click, you store the data to the Firebase, to the database. Then get value is you need to fetch the data from the Firebase. Okay, so now when we reach to the database part, they need to check whether the data is there. If not, they store the value. Okay, so now we need to go to control. Then we scroll all the way up. We need the if and then. So if and then, we put it down here. So if and then, so right now we need math. We need to check whether if this data is equal to the username or not. So we need to go to math. Then the third one, you see this equal sign. This equal sign, then we drag and drop inside here. So drag and drop inside here. Then after that, we need to go to variable. Variable, the second one, you see the get. So number kedua. So the get, you drag and drop inside the first section. So after you drag and drop inside this section, you see this arrow. Then you first put get tag. Get tag meaning that this tag is the username. And then the value is the password. Okay. So now we need to check whether the database, to access the database, to get the username. To get the username is equal to text box is the data that key in by the user. So to check that, we go to text box 1. Then we drag and drop, put it in here. Then we change it to text. Okay, so if the username is equal, meaning that they go to the database to check if the tag, meaning the username, is equal to the text box 1, meaning that the whatever that the user have to key in inside the text box 1 is equal to the username that is stored inside the Firebase. Meaning if it's equal. So if it's equal, then we need to proceed to the following program. So we go back to control. then the first one if, and then we drag and drop here. So if, let's say, the username is equals to whatever that the user key in inside the text box, then we need to check the password. So to check the password, you can just right click and duplicate this, and it's faster lah. So then you don't need to find in all this section again. So you duplicate and put it in here. But once you duplicate, you have to get, because it's not the username anymore, you need to change to value, which is the password. So you click on this arrow down here and you change to value. So you change the value, but they cannot check the text box because text box is the username. So you have to drag this out and delete this, because we need to get the value of the text of the password text box. So we can go to the password text box, then we right click and duplicate. Then once we duplicate, we put it in the second section. So after they successfully check whether the username is in the database, now they proceed, they need to check the password whether it's correct. That is, does it match the data in the database? Okay, so after you check the username, they check the password. So if let's say it's correct, what we need to do? So next we need to do, because we over here, once we click login, then we want to change to the other page. We want to change to the login successful page. So after we log in successful, we want to change to this login successful. So we have to, so down here, once the password, the username and password is correct, we want to make it to change to a different section. So you can do this similarly if you create two different screens lah. If let's say you add additional screen, you can change to a second screen also can. But right now, we just make it to be easier lah. We just change to a different section. Okay, so now we have to change to another vertical arrangement. So we go to vertical arrangement 2. Then we just go to probably set. But set, you have to remember this hole. Remember this lubang, because this lubang can only fit here. So we have to set the vertical arrangement 2, but we have to change it to be visible. Because just now, over here, we made the vertical arrangement 2, we untick the visible, meaning that it's not visible to the audience now. Okay, so after that, we got to change this visible, then it to false. We go to logic, we put in here. Vertical arrangement 1, visible to false, meaning that to set the vertical arrangement 1, we need to make the login page, sign up page disappear, and make the login successful visible. So we probably can duplicate this block and put it here. Then we change this to vertical arrangement 2, then visible to true, meaning that after I get the username and password correct, username, password betul, then after that, there will the login and sign up page will disappear. Then basically the login page will hilang. Then the login successful will reappear. So we got to set if let's say this is all correct. If this is all correct, this is what happens. What if the username and password yang salah, we need to change this login and sign up to show that it's incorrect username or password. So to do that, we got to go back to label tree. Label tree, because this label tree belongs to this login and sign up. So this label tree, if you want to make it easier, if you want to rename this label to login and sign up, it's also can. So for now, we click on label tree, then we just drag any one of it that have the hole here. We put it below here. So if let's say the password or username is wrong, we gotta set the text. I'm gonna show a text, change the label tree text. So we're gonna select, go to text, we drag this down here. Then we put in incorrect username or password. Okay. So now we have done the programming. So far can follow. Okay. Okay, all good. Okay, so now, once we done all this, the backend programming is done. We have to connect the Firebase to our app. So to connect the Firebase to our app, we go back to just now our Firebase this page. So okay, we go back to this Firebase this page. And then you see this link here. Copy reference link, and then copy this link. This is in the data section. So copy this link, then you go back to App Inventor, then Firebase URL, you highlight this one, then you replace this with your own link. Okay. So after replacing with your own link, when you come here, you put, so usually when you log in, let's say I want to do a login. You refresh this. So when you log in, let's say I put password is ABC. Then I sign up. So once you sign up in your database here, you should see I click in JYABC, meaning this is someone had signed up. Then after I sign up, I want to log in. So After I successfully sign up, the data is recorded here. Then I click on login. Then I have logged in successfully. Okay. Boleh? Okay. So far so good. Okay, so we have completed this database. So you guys know how to connect the database already lah. So next time when you do the app, you can use this login and sign up page. So yeah. So before we end, I think we have time, right? Yeah. Encik Zuhimi, we still have time, right?
Baik. Dah.
Okay, is that okay if I buat satu short quiz?
Okay.
So this is just to recap lah for the day.
Maknanya kita punya melody untuk Android dah habis dah tu.
Weh.
iOS je lah.
Okay, so you guys can join the quiz this week. This is just a short recap lah from the workshop. Alright, is there any more? Okay, sudah. Okay, I think we can start now lah. One more. Okay, let's start the quiz lah. Okay, so the first question will be, how can you test an app without using your Android phone? Meaning that without using your phone, how can you test the app? Like bagaimana test app kamu without using phone? It can be cloud testing, Firebase, emulator, Android share. Okay, so the correct answer is emulator lah. So let's go to the next question. So what is a Firebase? So just now I mentioned what's a Firebase and what is it for. Is a Firebase for firewall? Or is it an app tester? Or is it a database? Or is it an emergency service? What is a Firebase? Okay, so Firebase is a database. Okay, so for database, basically Firebase is for you to connect to your app to become a database for your login and sign up and also store data. So it's for the database. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so what is the main features for a Firebase? So a Firebase, is it a real-time database, signal booster, real-time translator, or real-time emulator? It's like a bonus question. Yep, most of you got it correct. So it's a real-time database. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. So what does the green color block in MIT means? So this green color block, what does it mean and what is it used for? Is it logic? Is it control? Control meaning that, or is it to change colors? Or is it the math? Which one is it? Okay, so yeah, most of you also got it right lah. It's logic. So the blue one, it stands for logic lah. So whenever you need to use for logic, all these are true. True, false, these are logic lah. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so if you want to publish your app, I think I didn't mention this. Okay, so if you want to publish your app, it's okay, later I'll show you. But this is if you know, is it app file, apk file, API file, or JS file? I think you guys have this during your briefing, dalam taklimat that you attend. I think they did mention what file that you need to hand in. Yep. Also, most of you got it correct. It's the APK file. So usually after you finish doing your project, if let's say you want to submit your project, you go to build, then you see this Android app.apk. Then you click on Android app.apk. Then basically it will be a loading bar lah. They will load, then they will generate it. So after generating, then you can download the APK file. So this is how, after you finish your project, apabila you nak hantar, so you go to build, and then press the APK button. Yes, the Android is only for the APK is only for Android lah. For iOS, it's another thing lah. But I'll leave that to the iOS developer to explain lah. All right, you're welcome. So when the APK file is complete, you just download the APK file, then you can submit your app lah. Alright, thank you. Okay, so this, I think this is the last question. Okay. So this is the end of the quiz lah. Alright, so also first place we have YS and second place Verum and someone's name is called Quizzes. Okay, so terima kasih hadir ke workshop ni lah. And sorry if I have pronounced anything wrong or if I pronounce your name wrongly. So yeah, sorry if I make any mistakes lah. But overall, thank you for coming to this workshop. Then I akan hand over to Mr. Zuhimi. Mr. Zuhimi.
Okay. Okey, terima kasih kepada Mr. Jin Yang dan Miss Jarau di atas bengkel tadi. Jadi maka dengan itu berakhirlah sesi bengkel penggunaan aplikasi Android bagi tahun 2023. Jadi diharapkan guru-guru dan murid yang mengikuti sesi bengkel ini dapat memahami dan dengan sejelas-jelasnya perkongsian yang disampaikan tadi. Guru dan murid boleh bergerak menekan langkah untuk aplikasi Android ini. Jika ada soalan, boleh kita utarakan dalam grup Telegram. Kita ada grup Telegram yang kita dah post dalam ruangan chat dalam Google Meet dan YouTube. Jadi boleh tanyalah kat situ apa-apa masalah selepas ini. Okay, kemudian seterusnya berkaitan dengan borang kehadiran pun telah di blast dalam GM dan YouTube. Jadi cikgu-cikgu boleh isi borang kehadiran dan jangan lupa jawab soalan yang ada dalam borang kehadiran tersebut. Okay, sebab untuk makluman cikgu, borang tersebut perlu dijawab dan sebagai bukti kehadiran cikgu dalam bengkel tersebut. Jadi borang ni akan dibuka sehingga akhir tarikh pertandingan. Jadi sebab cikgu kena masuk bengkel ni dan jawab berdasarkan soalan yang dikemukakan. Akhir kata, diharapkan bengkel ni dapat membantu cikgu-cikgu dan murid-murid menyiapkan dan melaksanakan projek ni mengikut garis masa yang telah kita tetapkan. Kita mengharapkan banyak penyertaan lah dapat dihantar oleh peserta-peserta dari sekolah seluruh Malaysia. Jadi sebelum saya menutup sesi bengkel ini, pihak SSCP Melaka mengucapkan terima kasih kepada semua guru dan murid yang serta pegawai yang hadir pada sesi bengkel selama 2 hari, semalam dan hari ini. Pihak SSCP Melaka memohon maaf jika ada salah silap sepanjang sesi bengkel berlangsung sepanjang 2 hari ini. Jadi dengan itu, maka berakhirlah sesi bengkel pembangunan aplikasi Android pada tahun ini dan kita jumpa lagi insyaAllah tahun depan. Terima kasih semua.
Alright, terima kasih.
Okay, bye. Terima kasih. Terima kasih pihak MMU.